Everybody, what's up? Jason here. So it's been quite a while since I've done a video here. Oh, not absurdly long, but been what, 3, 4 weeks, just about that. But now that stuff is starting to beginning to open up in my area as well, or anyway, I should say. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, my girlfriend, my daughter, and I had taken a little excursion, went to some thrift stores and flea market or two, and actually found a few things. So I figured I'd just do a video about some of the cool stuff that I found this weekend. We're going to do this separately here. I got a bag right here, the stuff I got yesterday, and then we got stuff over here to the side of me that we found at the flea market in some thrift stores today. So we'll just start this off here. Just had to get this here. Wasn't even sure what the price would be. Ended up being like 50 cents or $1. So we got this right here, Making of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, behind the shells. So pretty decent shaped VHS tape here. They had the other 3 movies as well. I don't have this. Don't have my VCR currently either, but hey, for 50 cents or $1, definitely something that I was happy to get. Nothing too crazy, but it's still a pretty cool find. With that same person, we had gotten that off of at the quote-unquote flea market that we went to yesterday. It was kind of small and indoors, but also I'd seen some games they had on the shelf with some DVDs. Wasn't sure what the pricing was on those. So we figured we'd inquire. A game I actually sold when I purchased the collection earlier this year, but we have a copy of Gun for PS2. Disc is actually in pretty good condition, as is the case. Has the manual here, and that was the same one with the Ninja Turtles tape. It was 50 cents or $1, which was a great price in regards for that. And it's actually a pretty decent game. This next one we got here, Resident Evil 4. My girlfriend kind of knew the person who was selling it there. She had bought a couple of things for my daughter, and I think grabbed something else, and he basically threw this in, no additional cost in that regard. And this one too, just like Gun from the other dealer, pretty decent shape, and it comes with the manual, and that's complete. Also from that same seller, from the Resident Evil, is probably my favorite pickup here. Saw it on the wall for 15 bucks, and I was like, yeah, definitely got to get it here. But it's the Mad Magazine Just Us Heroes with Alfred E. Newman as Green Lantern. And this is from Series 2. This guy will be getting opened up and put up on my shelf. But you can take a look at the cast of characters they did for the whole Justice League. And that Batman one is awesome, as is that Joker. Actually, it's a pretty cool looking set overall, but this guy's getting opened up and he will be going on the shelf. And lastly from that, from the same dealer, no, actually from the girl across the way that my girlfriend actually knew, I thought this was a sealed blind box. Actually ended up not being sealed when I got home, but I think she only charged like $4, $5 or something for it. But it was these Kid Robot Mega Man blind boxes, and there's some pretty cool ones on there, but when I had split the tape, went in there, there was no bag. There's some bubble wrap in there, but at least I did get, a Mega Man, which was what I was hoping for, so he can go on the video game character shelf when it comes to action figures there. So that was all we found yesterday at the flea market. Well, my daughter found tons of stuff here, but nothing any of you guys would be interested in. Flea market was today, and we hit the flea market and some thrift stores afterward, and actually found some pretty cool stuff. So I'm going to kind of just work with the inconsequential stuff here, give you a little story if there is one for it, but kind of one nobody gonna care about is this Amtrak button. Tracks are back, and it's just the old Amtrak logo. A guy had a box of buttons, 4 for $1. I looked through, didn't see anything else that remotely caught my attention. I said, hey, you want to take a quarter for one? He said, yeah, sure, why not? Another table I was looking at had a bunch of stuff just for $1, and I saw this, put it down, picked it back up, and I said, hey, for $1, why not? I can put it up on the shelf. It's pretty cool, and hey, why not? But this I Love Smurfs little like metal license plate, kind of like those ones with it. Was it honeycomb? You get the license plate for your bikes on there. But yeah, we'll just put this on the shelf. This guy here, Millhouse, has Fallout Boy. It's a Burger King toy. Actually, pretty decent for a Burger King toy. I love how it looks here. Went through a bin of toys the guy had. Couldn't find anything else in there. And I was like, hey, how much do we want for this Burger King Millhouse? And he's like, that's the only one you want? And I was like, yeah, I couldn't find anything else there. He's like, you know what? Go ahead, take it. I was like, all right, thanks. I appreciate that. Got him for nothing. All right, why not? And this guy right here, he got a little orange colored Snake Man, Muscle Man. Pretty good condition, pretty vibrant colors. Lady had this in a box with some Imagine X figures and something else. Wanted $35 for the whole box. And there was probably 40 figures or so in there. And I told her, I said, this guy's different from everybody else, and it's the only one I want. And her husband was like, oh, $3. And I said, you got more than 35 in the box there. It's $1 each. And he was like, well, that's how you get the deal. But I was like, but I don't want the rest of them. I just want this little guy. Lady was like, oh, I'll do $2. And I said, you know, I'll put him down. I said, no. I was like, I would give you like $1. I just want this guy. And as I put him down, she said, you know what, we'll do it. And I said, you'll take the $1? She said, yeah, I'll take the $1. And I was like, all right, definitely, done deal. Cool looking dude, right? These are probably my favorite finds here. The guy had a whole bunch of stuff. My daughter picked some dolls out. I went to a box at the end of the table. Looked like it had a bunch of junk in it, dusty stuff in there. And I was like, oh, let me just yank a few things out of here, see what there is. Probably be like $1 a piece, right? So we got this Marvel Universe Wolverine figure. It's one of those 3 3/4 Marvel Universe. You know, got great articulation on these here. And I think when these retailed, they were probably like, you know, between $8 and $9, I want to say. I only have a couple of them here, but Wolverine, the classic, you know, 90s Jim Lee era costume, and being in pretty good shape overall. You know, not really played with or anything like that. Figured why not, got him. We'll get to pricing on in a second. First thing I seen was before that though, when we got this little ghost from the real Ghostbusters. I'm not sure, he maybe went with Peter, you know, the first set of toys. I saw him first, brought him up, and my daughter, he was like, oh, you know, well, we'll make a deal. But when he saw this, he said, you know what that is? And I said, yeah, it's a ghost from Ghostbusters. He was like, oh, you know, because that's like $10, you know, $10 piece. Where'd you find that? I said, in the box over there with a whole bunch of junk in it. And he was like, yeah. He was like, all right, you know what? And my daughter had the $5. He had that. He said, you know what? $5 are square. I basically got that Wolverine, that Ghostbusters ghost for nothing. And what else do we get here? All right, flea market, because I did get a few different games here. So a lady had games on the table, not a bunch. The 3 that I got here are what she had. Nothing at all too crazy. You know, Sims busting out for GameCube. You know, Sims busting out for PS2. And what is this? Fairly Odd Parents Shadow Showdown. Looks like it could be a pretty fun game. If anything, gonna keep this just because it's GameCube. I'm a Nintendo guy. Not something I see these days much out in the wild is GameCube anyway. So I'm gonna keep them. I'm probably gonna keep the other ones anyway. But you know, if it comes to a point of selling stuff, sell stuff. So a guy who had some vintage toys there. I kind of hopped on this one a little too quick because I did not realize that the action feature was broken on the back. But he's in decent shape. Snowman of Hook Mountain from the Thundercats line. Picked him up and the guy was like, oh, $5. And I was like, oh, well, you know, on the bottom of his foot there's a tag that says 4. And he said, all right, well, I'll take 4 for it. Paid for it and then realized after it was broken. But hey, I recently had downsized my Thundercats collection, and hey, why not? We'll put this guy in the collection. $4. Probably the most I spent all day today. So that does it for the flea market this morning. We did hit some thrift stores. So there was one we went to, and I went there a few weeks back, and actually got a pretty cool game on there. I don't know if I had posted that, but actually pretty decent there. And I left this behind here. Guy only, you know, charges $1. Manual's water damage, but you know, WWF attitude, right? You can see some crinkles on the water damage on the front and back, but game is in there. for $1, decent shape. I'll go ahead and put that in the PS1 collection. Keeping on that trend of PS1, I went to this one store and they had DVDs. I didn't know he had any games there, but basically $2 each or 7 for 10. I wanted to find 7. So nothing crazy here, but did find a few PS1 games, all in pretty decent shape. NASCAR Heat, complete pretty decent here. The Jeopardy! 2nd edition, PlayStation, NFL Game Day 2001. Sports title. And this one is actually one I probably will play. We got NFL Blitz 2001. That was the 4 PlayStation games, the only ones they had there. So to make the rest of my 7, they had some games and games with the generic GameStop cases, which I really didn't want. So I just took what I can get out of what was left. So we got, NBA 2K7, Delta Force Black Hawk Down Team Saber, complete with the manual. And we got Transformers, the game, with the manual as well. So those 4 PS1 games, 3 PS2 games, 7 games, $10, why not? And lastly, at the one across the street from those guys, I got a few comic-related things. Guy had tons of comic books. Some of them were way overpriced. But me, I do love parodies of all things, especially pop culture. So I got this parody press comic called Monkey Business here, and you can see it says, it's for Ren and Stimpy, but it says The Rank and Stinky Show. And I just love that old style artwork and the parody of the stuff that they would do. I have a few of these. I have one for like the Punisher and probably something else. Jurassic Lark, something like that. But this is great, and I'm pretty sure it's all black and white inside. Just pretty awesome. Now, I did love my 1990s, publications about comics and stuff like this. And for $3 here, they have this, what is it, Heroes Illustrated. I'll open this up. Check it out. It's a 1993 edition. Comes with some Star Trek comic in there, some trading cards. This is gonna be a good read, just something to kind of peruse through. But hey, for $3, why not? And then this one is really cool, $4. Wizard magazine, and right there at the top, Max mini comic included inside. Sam Keith is my favorite artist, and the Max is awesome. As you can see, it's still in there with that cool Flea Cyclops trading card in there. Who knows, I might open that up and actually read Wizard as well. Wizard is always a good read. So that was what I found this weekend here. It's pretty fun to get out and do stuff here now that stuff's opening up. Obviously, practicing social distancing, wearing masks when around other people's, following all that stuff. But it was still enjoyable either way. There were a lot of people out and really loved it. And looking forward to kind of hopefully getting, summertime back to normal, or as close to normal as we can get. Because this is the time of year for that stuff. I had a ton of fun digging through bins and dusty stuff and just finding some decent stuff for the collection. My daughter made out like a bandit today, but that's a story for another day. All right, everybody. Again, for my subscribers, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. Go ahead and give a thumbs up on this video. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe for more content. And feel free to leave any comment. I try to get back to comments, or at least give you a like to let you know that I've seen it at any time. And always feel free to make suggestions. But until next time, peace.